Hey everyone, welcome to another EV Geek Studio review. As always, he is Sebastian, I am Joel, and this, on a cold winter morning here in Arkansas, is a 2026 Cadillac Lyriq Sport, courtesy of Parker Cadillac. So, Sebastian, about, I think 8 or 9 months ago, we reviewed the 2025 Lyriq. Not many changes to the 26, correct?
Correct. There's a few things we'll talk about as we go through. Really, I'm just kind of excited about. I feel like this is a car a lot of people kind of sleep on, because it was, I believe, it's GM's first launched Ultium vehicle, and it's actually aged pretty well, and is kind of still a solid package. And with some of the 2026 changes and things that became standard, it makes it even more of a compelling argument. So yeah, I'm just excited to spend more time.
Yeah, it's one of those cars that we review and then we kind of forget about, and then we get it back again and we're like, wow, this is just a really nice luxury EV that has all the bells and whistles that you want, and that's what reminds us of why we like it so much.
Yeah.
So just like all of our other reviews, we'll do a quick outside tour, inside tour, infotainment, driving review, and give you our final thoughts, so stay tuned. All right, Sebastian, let's take a quick tour of the outside of this 2026 Cadillac Lyriq.
Emphasis on quick. It's cold.
It's
My hands
cold,
are cold.
yes.
So yeah, we're just gonna we're already standing up in front. So this is, like you said, the 2026 Lyriq Sport. So Lyriq and the other Cadillac EVs kind of follow this trend where you have the luxury and sport trims, and then like there's luxury, sport, luxury, premium sport, and there's a third trim level above it that I'm completely blanking on what they call it. It's like luxury ultimate, sport ultimate, something like that. And for 2026, the Lyriq, there's now the V.
Hopefully one day we'll get one
which is the 600 something horsepower super fast monster V. Maybe one day Parker will get another one. They had that one that they managed to sell right before we could actually check it out, unfortunately. Anyway, this is the Sport. And so one of the ways you can tell it's a Sport is on the front grille. This has more of a kind of this sporty design character here, and it does do a lighting animation. Let me find the key. Where did I put it? There it is. So when I hit the unlock button, it should kick it off, and you're going to see the outer wings of the grille are going to light up. Maybe. There it goes. So the crest lights up, the outer wings lights up. You have this vertical dance goes on, and then each individual headlight pixel comes on. And then since I hit the button instead of doing the walk up, it just turns off. But when you walk up to it, it actually starts it. It does an animation around back. That one doesn't pick up super well on camera, but it does it anyway. These are the base wheels on the sport trim level. So pretty simple design, pretty basic, not bad. What are these? These are 20-inch wheels. Okay, that's not bad. Charge port door is on the front driver's side. This vehicle can't charge at Tesla superchargers. However, you will probably have to occupy 2 spots because the port is on the wrong side of the car.
Yep.
These are still CCS. It is also a power charge port door, and it is very slow. Not as slow as Blazer, but slow. Yep. So CCS port's still on these. We'll be going to NACS at some point. The 2026 Optic has gone to NACS, so I assume other vehicles in the Cadillac lineup will follow soon. This has the 112 kilowatt hour Ultium battery pack, so that's the 12 module pack, whereas like the Equinox and Blazer have the 85 kilowatt hour battery pack. So Blazer and this share a platform, of this has a larger pack. Coming around here, you can see one of the other changes. You now have key cards and future support for phone as a key. And so there's where you would tap your phone or tap your key card to unlock the vehicle. Power presenting door handles, which is nice. So you can see they fold in. When the car unlocks, they fold out. And if you want to take a quick peek at the interior just for a second.
Got that blue accent still.
And what looks like ducks on the side.
Yeah, we just noticed that. Or sailboats or something, yeah.
Anyway, I'll pop that closed. Sorry, Joel. Come around back. So this is one of the more controversial design features on the Lyriq. I kind of like it, but some people don't. So you can see your tail lights actually swoop and come all the way down the side and then around. And so like when you're looking at it straight on, this is still glowing. But it's an interesting design. I'm not going to say it's not. And then you have your brake lights down low here on the bumper. So you can see how they kind of move that way. And you can see this piece here is actually your turn signal. To pop the trunk, you press the Cadillac badge.
So question, we get a lot of comments about the badge. Why is that on these videos?
So that was specifically on the optic video. There's
Okay.
apparently an issue, and I didn't even notice it, on the optic production line where they were putting, for 2026, they upped the power output for the optic. But then they're still putting the 2025 power output badges on the back.
Oh, okay.
They've apparently fixed that at some point, but that badge was wrong on the one we actually drove.
Gotcha.
We just didn't notice. So coming around here, here's the trunk. Pretty good space, as you saw, power opening.
Yep.
Pretty good space back here. You do have a 12-volt outlet as well as LED lights on both sides. Nice. You have some little tie-down points and a little bit of underfloor storage. Yep. Not a lot.
Cleaning kit.
Just a little bit, though.
Yep.
Go ahead and lower that. And you notice there is no power release for the second row seats. Unfortunately, that'll be your included EVSE, I'm sure. Yep. Which it probably looks like every other Ultium EVSE, but let's see. My hands are, I'm slowly losing more and more feeling. So yeah, this is just your typical GM, Ultium one. And it has the 110 plug on it.
Cool. And white glove service.
And white gloves, just kind of threw that. So yeah, one thing I do notice on this is you don't have any way to drop the second row seats from here. You have to go around and you see you hit the lever here. I do appreciate they have a little indicator for if they're not latched all the way.
Oh, cool.
But I'll go ahead and close this and we can take a quick peek at the back seat.
Yes. So we are 6 feet tall. Someone in our last video said we did not state our height, and we always do in all videos except for one, and of course we get caught in it. So we are 6 feet. So I'm gonna hop
Before
in the
we
back
actually hop in, here's your window sticker we can look at real quick. So you can see this one has a final price after destination of 61 grand, 326 miles of range. This is the rear wheel drive version, so not the all wheel drive version. So that badge you were talking about is this right here.
Okay.
So Cadillac puts the torque in Newton meters.
Okay.
As the number back here. So this is the 450, and then it's just E. If it was all wheel drive, it would be E4. Okay, sorry. Now, back seat.
Thank you. It's cold.
So you can see this one has a light interior. They call it Sky Cool Gray.
Really nice. Has the huge
with Santorini blue accenting.
glass. As you can see, 2 cup holders down here. Those lift up.
This is all white. I feel like this would get dirty very easily.
Yes.
But if you drive a Cadillac, maybe you're going to have your car detailed more often. I don't know.
Also have 2 USB-Cs down there. Vents. No climate control back here.
No third zone climate. Also no heated seats.
Nope.
Which I thought was an interesting choice on the back of this.
You can see how kind of like the display lights up, and actually, look at that's really cool.
Yeah, how it's all the one screen showing you your range. Yeah, that is neat.
And it shows you the kind of the silhouette of the car too.
This is a hot button issue currently, but manual door release in the rear seats.
Okay.
That's a bit of a hot topic issue right now because a lot of manufacturers are going to electronic releases and there's fear about kids getting trapped in the back or whatever else. But manual door release.
And it also tells you down here that you're driving a Cadillac.
A Cadillac.
Take one quick look the side. So yeah, it's a really sharp car, Sebastian.
Yeah, one final thing. I don't remember the Lyriq having a front trunk. Let's confirm. To open it, we will pull twice. And hey, wow, there's so much room.
There's
there
room
could
for one
be one
too. Yes.
Now the all-wheel drive variant would have more stuff here,
yeah.
but since this is rear-wheel drive, it's deep. But that would be a very actually usable front trunk.
Yep.
It would be so easy.
All right, we're gonna clean things up out here and then head inside. So see you in a bit. All right, Sebastian, hop on in and give us a tour of the inside of this Cadillac Lyriq.
Yeah. So one of the first big changes for 2026. The Lyriq and the Hummer were previously the 2 vehicles in the Ultium platform. They're the 2 oldest vehicles on the Ultium platform, and therefore they had start buttons. No longer do the 2026 Lyriq and 2026 Hummer have a start button. You now just get in and put your foot on the brake. As long as you got the key on you, it works.
You hear the GM chime?
You get all the GM chimes as expected. I think the key's in my jacket. Don't let me forget that later.
Yep. The jacket is in the back seat.
Let me go ahead and put my seatbelt on for safety.
Safety first, always on the EV Geek podcast.
And yeah, so we hop in, foot on the brake, car comes on, climate comes on, and we can just take a quick look. So this feels very much like the Cadillac EV interiors we're used to. You have this kind of big mono screen set up here, physical climate controls, nice materials through the center console area, nice center console space as well. We'll just
turn the heat down.
And so yeah, let's just take a quick peek at what all we have here. So you can see white interior. So you have white accenting through here with the, and the sticker said Santorini blue because like if you look at the floor, you'll see this big open space with a blue bottom as well as a USB-C port. You have this little auxiliary cubby here that is the slowest cubby in the world, but as it opens, you will see the inside of it is also blue. As Joel said, it's a good place for your gun, right?
Yeah, it's where you keep your pistol in there.
And got your center console space, wireless phone charger. Phone slides in from the top. Doesn't seem to move around too much. USB-C port right next to it. 12-volt outlet and another USB-C port inside. Cadillac media control. You can swipe, circle, spin this, and you'll see it moves icons up here on the screen. You have shortcuts and you have volume. We'll leave that be as it is. Physical climate controls, love to see it. So you can turn off and on easily. You can set auto, easily set your fan speed, and you can see that is actually a display. Looks nice, etc. Love it too. These are so
not cheap.
They're very clicky.
Yes.
They're very tactile. Love to see it. Go ahead and set that to the same. No digital mirror on this trim level, which is a bit of a miss. Like you mentioned, all the versions of the Optic have it. This is the bigger car. This isn't digital. Seems like a bit of a miss. Mm-hmm. You do get the glass roof, which is nice.
Huge glass roof.
With a power shade. So we're seeing a trend where a lot of these companies are putting the glass roof in and making you actually do like the physical snap-in shade. Uh-huh. I'm glad to see that GM is keeping the traditional.
Yeah. Tesla did that for years. They just updated that on there.
Although I say shade. GM's doing this, but then like the Sierra and Silverado, if you get the glass roof, you just have one of the folding snap-in shades for those. I'll open it back up for some daylight.
Get some more light in here.
Coming around here, one of the other changes 2026. All Lyriqs now come standard with Super Cruise. Used to, that was an option on the Lyriq, which was always baffling to me. Now comes standard. I hope we don't have any issues with it. We'll see. If you notice, we have a giant courtesy vehicle special sticker going across the front where the camera is, and it is partially obstructed. So we will see. If Super Cruise doesn't work, it's not the car's fault. It would be
the sticker.
The sticker. Anyway, there is a lot of piano black in here. Mm-hmm. And that seems to be true of a lot of the Cadillac EVs that we've been in. Optic kind of, instead of going for piano black, they went for the lacquered fabric here. But then like the steering wheel still has a bunch of piano black, and like these panels have it. But anyway, only reason I bring that up is it will be a fingerprint mounted. It just will be. Mm-hmm. This has just the base sound system, no AKG audio, anything like that. And so you can see it just says Cadillac on the door. There's no actual other brand name on it. I do also like physical, manual, traditional climate controls. Move the knob around to move the vent, twist it to turn it on or off. Love to see it. You can also see this trim has heated seats, no ventilated seats, unfortunately. But you do have seat memory for the driver and passenger, which is nice, as well as lumbar control. All right, let's look at the screen. So 2026 Lyriq went to, now it was running Android Automotive 14. So like the Hummer, it got upgraded to the newest version. Unlike the Hummer, it keeps that Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, it's one thing we first noticed when we got in at the dealership.
I would have sworn that GM would be taking it out of the Lyriq, but they left it. And I was really surprised to see that. So looking over here, so like the other GM vehicles on Android Automotive 14, you should see this is a much snappier interface, and it is. It loads much quicker than it did before. That was still a little laggy, but basically, and it's actually still doing the fly around too. Yeah. On the Hummer, they actually kind of got rid of the fly around anyway. But you can come in here and like the other GM vehicles for vehicle status, if you come into energy info, it gives you kind of your energy usage. It gives you energy efficiency. You can add any of this stuff to your driver display, and it'll pop up here on the left. And you can see in 2026 as they were adding the battery health, battery capacity measure. So right now we're at 100% battery health at 2,500 miles.
We should be, yes.
Right. We'll back up. You also have your maintenance menu. So this is where you can see your tire pressures. You can add that to your screen. And also will give you a distance remaining until you should do your tire rotation. Neat. Come home, you do get your drive modes on this. So you have Tour, Sport, Snow, Ice, and My mode. So Tour is comfort, and you can see you get these little icons of what that might mean. Sport is sport. Ooh. And you can notice when I changed to Sport, it actually did change my gauge cluster. So now my power output is front and center, and my speed is down at the bottom right. And to kind of move my icons around. So like here's Tour. You can see it's more of a spaced out, chill versioning. You have your Snow, Ice mode, and you have My mode. So My mode lets you kind of customize how you want it to feel. So do you want Tour or Sport steering? Do you want Tour or Sport brake feel? Do you want relaxed, tour, or sport acceleration? Do you want tour motor sound, sport motor sound, or stealth, which is silent?
We like stealth.
Also, like in drive mode, you do get the toggle here to turn on or off one pedal driving. You can also see it is here in your quick toggles as well. And while we're in the quick toggles, let's talk about this, which I think is weird. And I don't know if something's broken on this car or if that's just how it is. If you want to back up a little bit, you can open your glove box from here. And in this one, it is very, I feel like it's supposed to be dampened.
Yes.
Anyway, so that might be broken. I'm not 100% sure. Or that might be how they all are. Let us know.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm going to turn my one pedal driving back on. I want to set it to high. Exit. Come back home. You have your My Cadillac. You have Google Assistant, so you can talk to the car and ask it to do things. You have your Play Store to install apps. We'll come in here to charging. And you can see right now we're at an 80% charge limit, although it is at 83%. So it seems to have ignored that at some point. Or was set higher. Let's see, go down to 30%. Nice. Love to see it. Put it back at 80. You can also set up your charge schedules. You have your energy or charge assistant, so this will help you find chargers if you need to. More schedule stuff. These now support vehicle to home and power transfer, which is nice. And you can come in here and you have your typical GM stuff. So you have your on-demand battery preconditioning. Love to see it. You can set up a battery reserve. So if you're using vehicle to home, whatever, you can set up, I'm okay to have the battery drain down to as low as 0% before it'll turn off the stuff in your home, which is cool. Pop that back up to 20%. There goes 58 miles of range.
Had to think for a minute.
And you can set up your level 2 charge cord limit. So you have automatic, so that's just whatever the charger supports. 24 and 16 amps. I would like to see maybe a little bit more granularity there, but that's okay. And you can see the automatic power. So if you have the GM, what do they call it? Power shift charger, and you turn it on, it can talk to the charger. And that way, if the charger loses power, it will automatically kick the car on and start transferring power backwards. Power comes back on. It takes grid power, puts it back into the car, kind of without you actually having to come out to the car and do anything, which is super nice, super fancy, super cool stuff. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, again, super surprised, wireless in this one. You have your camera menu, so this has the 360 camera. This, I don't like the way GM does the 360 cameras on their not trucks. So on the trucks, you get the, they have the bigger screen, but also you get a lot more granularity, it feels like, in your views versus just kind of front overhead and then down the side. I don't know. I want this screen to be a bit bigger. Anyway, they are decent quality. This one still suffers from the down the side cameras being a little grainy,
a little pixelated,
like before, but that's not too bad. Ooh,
well, that's interesting.
Hello there.
Hey everyone.
So that's one GM's been rolling that out into vehicles and hasn't really had enabled yet. And now you can see it's there. Interesting that it only seems to cover the back seat.
Maybe probably to look at your if you have a baby or something like there to look at.
Which I mean, unless they're adding climate keep modes, I don't think you would be leaving any children or animals back there. But I digress. I want to come into your settings real quick. I want to see something. If we come into, I believe it was under vehicle, got automatic lane change. Nice. It's under comfort and convenience. No, I wanted to know if this did the turn signal cameras, but I don't remember where that lives. And there are tons of settings in here. Lighting for the dance.
No LED lighting inside, is it? Ambient lighting. I don't see.
We'll see.
Yep. Oh, wait a minute. I think there may be over here. Yes.
Okay. I'll stop digging for it. If I find it later, we'll see. So yeah, you do have ambient lighting here. Good. So come in here right now. It is set to just white. If I can set it to blue. Doesn't seem to be coming up very often. Also, though, the lights are, it might only be when lights are on. You know what I mean? So I'll turn that brightness up higher. Put it in demo mode, but yeah, we can't really see it. Anyway.
But it does have it.
Car park, climate, let's see what's in here. So you can turn to climate. Yeah, not that much in here. I don't see any like pet mode, dog mode, anything like that. So interesting. I wonder if that might be something that comes later now that there is the camera capability, and if they find a way to then integrate the camera into the app, things like that. You can see you have your Google Maps. So this is Android Automotive. So you can come here. It does route planning, all the things you would expect it to do. So like if I want to take this car to Austin, Texas, we're going to load our route. Boom. And there's chargers. Pretty quick, actually.
3 stops.
3 stops. Kind of long.
Long stops.
39% for an hour. An hour in 10 minutes. So that must be doing some weird.
It's not charger hopping.
Yeah, it must be just doing a very deep charge. And
Yep.
that's one thing I wish Google would add is the ability to not only see what percent I'm getting there with, what percent are you charging me to?
Yeah.
You know, I would like to see some in between. And it might be better too I don't know if this is on GM or Google. You can't come in here and tell it you have the NACS adapter unless it's the first time I've actually seen that option in there. Okay, I'm curious to see if that changes our route, because in previous GM vehicles you had to actually be the owner of the car to tell it you had an NACS adapter. So let's see. Nope, same stops. Yep. Interesting. My only other thought would be
to make sure you have Tesla.
Edit. Well, no, not even that. I'm just going to try slightly different. Let's go to the Austin airport. I just want to make sure it's not like using cache routing.
Yeah.
Completely different route,
yeah.
But still long stops. Anyway, I do think it's cool. It comes up and tells you how much of a drive is available on Super Cruise. So you can see 7 hours and 33 minutes of the drive is on Super Cruise, which it's 2 hours of charging. So 10, that's like 8 hours. So you're missing Super Cruise for an hour of that route. Anyway, interesting. I'd be curious to know if there's a way to fine tune that better without actually digging too much further in and making y'all watch me figure it out. We'll come back home though. So you have your phone menu, so it also shows you when your phone is in the wireless charger. You have your controls menu like all the other GM vehicles, so this is kind of just a more expanded version of what you saw there at the bottom. So you have your glove box, you have child locks. Nice. Auto high beam, auto parking sensors. Do you want to lock out the windows? I actually like that you can lock out the windows separate from locking out the child door handles. Mm-hmm. Anyway. And power charge port door settings, and you can come in. Again, there's yet another way to go in and configure one pedal driving. We have...
So it's 3 different ways.
There's a lot of different ways to do it. Built-in Spotify, like to see it. Amazon Music, these are getting Apple Music at some point through over-the-air update, things like that. I'm just curious. So, as I mentioned before, this is on...
Android 14.
Android 14. I'm just curious if there's anything available.
We just last checked.
No updates available. There you go. Android version 14. So yeah, we're happy to see that GM has put these on the newest version now. Otherwise, not a whole lot else on this screen to cover. This screen is pretty typical Cadillac stuff. So
Pass the baton.
You do notice kind of immediately. So this is kind of the default layout. So you have your whatever you configure on the left, speed, power output, battery percent, and media here. And that's also where like turn-by-turn directions come up. You can also see this icon is new. So these now, in 2026, are standard with Super Cruise and come with hands-on lane centering.
Cool.
When you're in cruise control. So even if you're on a non-mapped highway or non-Super Cruise highway, as long as it has 2 lines to lock in on, it will do lane centering.
Cool.
Love to see it.
Yes.
Great thing. Looking at your steering wheel, a lot of piano black. Here are your driver's assistance controls. So this is your forward collision and cruise control set, whatever. Super Cruise, heated steering wheel, basic cruise on the left or on the right, sorry. You have this button here to control your media, volume, and just some quick shortcuts, as well as a region on demand paddle. And this is an actual pedal. It has some force behind it. It's not just on or off. And nothing on this side of the steering wheel. Mega stalk and column gear shifter.
Mega stalk.
And yeah, so you control everything on this screen by touching this side. So, because again, this is all one screen. So like I can hit layout and change from gauge to energy, which now shows me my battery percentage first and foremost. I can go to a full screen map view.
My favorite, by the way.
Love to see it. I do wish you didn't lose your battery percentage.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, it goes to only guessometer. You have your driver's assistance view. So again, you can see giant there, hands-on lane centering. And you have clean, which is just kind of a very basic, doesn't show you much. I'm actually just going to go back to gauge. And you have your light control down here. And you can come up and pull up your trip computers. And if you want to reset them, you press and hold. Well, you hold where it says hold. Sorry. That was my bad.
Directions are hard, Sebastian.
Directions are hard. You can see that GM must have rated this at 3, or on EPA testing was at 3 miles per kilowatt hour. And we've been sitting long enough that it's like automatic shutdown in 3 minutes.
Yes.
I want to keep the vehicle on for another 60 minutes. Cool. Make sure you have sufficient charge. 82% should be. And yeah, driver door is pretty similar to the passenger door. Heated seat controls, no ventilated seat, memory seat controls to move your backrest, bottom, all that. lumbar. Got mirrors, controls. These do have power fold. You have window switches. Happy to see that there's at least 4. Lane centering, auto hold, all that typical normal stuff. And yeah, really just a nice place to be.
It's very comfortable in this
It's very
car.
comfy.
Yep.
You can see on the, I'm getting behind your head here, you can see the headrests are huge. They actually cup you a little bit. You can see you have this blue accenting down the stripe down the middle to go along with your blue accenting here on the floor, blue accenting there.
Seats are very comfortable.
Yeah, I have one little thing about GM software I'd like to see them add at some point. I want a light mode.
Oh, okay, like kind of like what you have in your Ioniq 5, yeah.
Just because this screen is so dark, especially like in this mode, that if the sun hits it, it washes out. And so having a white background would...
We technically had to move our car before we filmed it. Because
I feel like having a white background would make it a little easier. That said, I guess if you are using kind of this mode where you can see your map and audio, it makes it a little more visible, a little more readable. And you can configure this too. So if you don't want your audio here, you can switch to your energy efficiency, or you can switch to Google Assistant.
Yeah, and you can also switch to main screen too, correct? The one.
And you can switch this one to audio, Google Maps, or energy efficiency as well. Anyway.
You ready to get this baby out on the road?
I think it's time.
Let's take her out. All right, Sebastian is behind the wheel. I'm in the driver's seat because I'm old and he's young, and I can't multitask and talk and drive at the same time. Our last Cadillac video, I think it was the Vistic, I had that issue. So yeah, Sebastian, what do you think?
Yeah, so just kind of initially, we were just city streets, quiet, good power for this to be just the single motor.
We had to get out of the park really quick there, and it had plenty of power.
It had good power to merge out, and no problem there. I plugged my phone into charge, and it automatically connected Apple CarPlay.
Boom.
And I would argue that that is a worse experience than using the built-in software.
Yes.
Because it's a weird shape, the screen is, the built-in software can accommodate that.
Yep.
Apple CarPlay doesn't, and it ends up filling the screen weird.
It looks like the Lucid.
Yes. And
layout.
I did look, I tried to find the setting for the smart display zoom. It's just not there.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's the presentable space is just too small for Apple to even suggest giving you that, or what, but it's just not there.
Yep.
Merging out of the highway, again, it's fine. My foot is on the floor, but I mean, we got up to 70, no problem there. And it feels pretty well composed. We are in my mode, so I've got it, whatever. It's got a little bit of float to it, which makes sense for kind of the class vehicle this is. If you want the actual sport one, you have a V. This is sport as in appearance, not sport as in any performance or anything like that. Merging out of the highway, definitely a little bit more wind noise. That said, we're still at a very reasonable volume as far as talking to each other.
Yep. No radio on or anything like that.
No radio on or anything like that. Let's see if Super Cruise will come on.
Remember we talked about we do
have this giant sticker on the front. So
courtesy vehicle sticker on the front.
Let's got cruise control on. I will hit set. Cruise braking on, adaptive cruise set. So it does use radar for cruise, so I don't expect any issues there. I will hit the Super Cruise button. I can see my hands-on lane centering icon turned on. See if it turns green.
Now, we had the issue last time where it does take a little bit kind of to, I think, maybe activate.
Yeah, to engage. And again, it might not do it just because of the sticker. I'm not going to hold the car against it too much.
Yep.
That says it does say that it sees the lane lines. Hands-free driving unavailable. Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be just the sticker, almost definitely. Oh, and then it engaged.
That's what it did last time. It took a minute maybe to figure out the map is where you are and things like that.
So I've only ever had that issue in Cadillacs. I don't know what the deal is there, but you can see right now we are initiating a automatic lane change.
Ooh, I like that display up there.
Went just fine. I never did find any settings on the screen to have it show the camera views on the screen. So they might be reserving that for their trucks, which makes sense a little bit. But yeah, driver assistance is good. Super Cruise is a good system when it works.
Heated seats on high are amazing.
Yes.
In fact, I'm going to knock it down a notch.
Heated steering wheel feels good. And it's all automatic, which I love on the GM cars. Like when you get in, if it's cold outside, your heated seats and your steering wheel come on.
I mentioned that when I got in because I drove from the dealership to our filming location. As soon as you got in, heated seats were on, heated steering wheel.
Right.
You didn't have to.
There is no fiddling with it, whatever. It just knows like, hey, it's cold. You probably want to be warm.
It's 40 degrees outside. You want to be warm, yes.
But yeah, the Super Cruise, I mean, he's doing a good job considering the camera's covered up.
Yep.
I don't know if that's scary or good, but here we are. And yeah, road noise is fine. This is quiet.
It's quiet.
I mean, we're getting passed by a car.
They don't hear
and
it.
I can barely hear it.
Yep.
It's not like it's a loud car, but you can usually hear like wind whoosh or anything like that.
Getting passed by a brand new Tucson.
Man, we're coming around the corner, that little curve there, just fine. Yeah, seats are comfortable.
Seats are really comfortable, yes.
And you have a good seating position, and like you can get the seat. Like I'm not even all the way on the floor. Like you have the ability to sit pretty down low in this, which is nice. This doesn't come up high enough though. Like it's maxed out. I hope the camera can see that. And oh, there it goes. Oh, it felt like I broke it a little bit, but there we go. Now I can see out the back window. It's literally almost touching the top plastic there.
So let's talk about road tripping. What is the max charge speed we're going to get at?
So this should be 190, 200 kilowatts.
Okay.
Because it's the 12 module pack, not the 10 module pack that the Equinox and Blazer have.
Okay.
So the 112 kilowatt hour pack should be able to charge, if I remember right, it's 190, 200 kilowatt peak, and it's still that 35 to 40 minute range, 10 to 80. That seems to be kind of GM's target. I don't know if it's got to do with voltage limitations versus amperage limitations or what. That kind of seems where they're ending up. I've driven a little bit further than that too, but that's okay.
Yep.
Because I will just initiate an auto lane change. It's going to look for an opening. We're slowing down actually because there's a truck there, and it is very cautiously doing it. I did initiate that in the middle of a corner. That was a little unfair to it.
And we had a guy coming up on our booty too.
But it did it, and he's still getting closer and closer.
Yes.
He can figure it out.
Yep.
And closer and closer. Golly. Anyway.
You done made him angry, Sebastian.
Whatevs. Anyway. But yeah, so higher peak, but it's also a bigger battery. So it seems like they kind of all share a very similar charge curve, which GM has improved over time through software updates and whatnot. You know, we talked about when we drove Optic and Blazer, not Blazer, we talked about on Blazer, but also Equinox. That those used to be 40, 45 minute cars. Now they're 35 to 40 minute cars, which those cars, their issue is entirely based on, those are super low voltage. So like fully charged are like 330 volts. They have to take 500 amps to get anywhere near 150 kilowatts, and finding chargers that support more than 500 amps in the US currently is basically non-existent. This
still
higher voltage,
a decent car you can road trip with, no problem.
I would like to know why the route planning was not hopping that much, and why it was trying to get us to stop somewhere for an hour, because an hour should get you to like almost 100%.
Yeah.
And especially if you're getting there at 40%.
Yeah. But going from here to Austin, 3 stops, it'd be better if it'd be 4 or 5.
Yeah, if it was 4 or 5 shorter stops versus 3 hour-long stops.
Yeah.
But again, that's a route planning issue. That's not necessarily the car's fault.
Yep.
That could be very well something on Google's end. Who knows? And that might be something, if we were an owner, we could set up more preferences and configuration on.
Yep. Or put a dongle in and do better route planning.
Or do a better. Well, you don't even have to do a dongle. You can do it on the radio.
Oh, that's right.
Because it's Android.
That's right.
I believe that's true, if I remember correctly. Anywho, I'm gonna get circled around real quick, and really, this is comfortable. This is nice.
Yep.
The Lyriq is slept on.
Yep.
I mean, so this one base model is 60 grand with destination,
which
is expensive, but this is also in that luxury segment. This is not a model. This is not meant to compete against Model Y.
I believe looking online at their website, when we were looking for vehicles to review with incentives, I think mid-50s this may be, like 55, 54 with incentives. I could be wrong. You can always go to parkercadillac.com and check it.
Yeah, Parker-Cadillac.
Parker-Cadillac.com. So,
anyway, this isn't necessarily meant to compete against Model Y because it's more of that luxury feeling.
Yep.
But for 60 grand, I'm trying to think what else would be in this space. iX is more expensive. This is smaller than iX. Actually, is it? I actually don't know that it really is.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that much smaller. What else is in the kind of mid-size luxury crossover space right now?
Wow, I'm drawing a blank because
R1S is full size and more expensive. Gravity's bigger and more expensive. EX90 bigger.
Is it more expensive?
EX60 has not been announced yet. Coming soon.
But we would assume probably around the same price as
and
this.
Similar size.
Yes.
I would assume.
I can't think of anything else. Thinking anything Mercedes-wise? No.
I mean, this would be like a EQE-ish size.
Yeah.
EQE's more expensive. EQE's nicer.
So there's really not a market for...
It's not got that many competitors.
Yes.
That said, the Lyriq is one of the better selling Cadillac EVs. All right, so quick note here. As I was
editing the video and just felt like I needed to point out. So we were having a hard time coming up with competitors for the Lyriq when we recorded this. And then after recording it, and I'm sitting here editing it, and I'm thinking of quite a few vehicles, some of which aren't on sale yet. So at the time of filming, these cars are not available. But like BMW iX3 would be a Lyriq competitor. EX60, which we did mention, is a Lyriq competitor. The upcoming GLC EV would be a competitor. You also have what you can currently buy, the Audi Q6 e-tron, which is similarly priced. And we've actually driven before. I don't know why we couldn't think of it at the time of filming, but that would be a Lyriq competitor. There's the Acura ZDX, which has been discontinued, but it was honestly just a twin of the Lyriq, but with an Acura badge on it. And so, yeah, just wanted to real quick interject that there's a lot of competition coming to this space. Currently, the Lyriq is one of the only things you can get, that and the Q6 e-tron. But soon, you know, EX60, GLC with EQ technology, and then the iX3 will be coming, and they kind of all fit into that mid-size luxury crossover space.
It is.
And Cadillac,
We see quite a few Lyriqs on the road.
And Cadillac has been doing pretty well with their EV sales.
Yep.
Kind of, especially against other luxury brands.
Mm-hmm.
And they now have a model for almost every niche. You know, they have Optic for your more smaller crossover, this for your mid-size crossover. They have Vistic now if you want a 3-row, and they have Escalade if you want an Escalade.
The Beast, yep. If you want a $150,000 EV, they have the Escalade.
So yeah, I feel like this is a good time. We can go ahead and cut this, and then we will get back to Parker, and we can do our final thoughts.
See you there. All right. Want to give a huge shout out to Eddie and Mark over here at Parker Cadillac. They're always great to work with. Just throw us the keys and say, have fun. All right, Sebastian, tell us your final thoughts.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've already said it probably 5 times on this video. I'm sorry to sound like a broken record.
Say it for a sixth.
But the Lyriq is underappreciated, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good package.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame the federal tax credit's gone away. Because, you know, if this started at 61 minus 7,500 because it's qualified for federal tax credit, then you start, you know, 53 grand. This isn't a bad car for that price.
Grand, yeah.
It's not a bad car for 60 grand either. It does put it kind of in a different ballpark a little bit. But like, this is a good package. Software is perfectly acceptable in my opinion. I'm really shocked that it still has CarPlay, even though I don't think CarPlay looks particularly good on this kind of integrated screen design.
But for your Apple CarPlay.
But for some people that are hardcore rah, I want my Apple CarPlay, that's a win.
And we see those comments on our videos. Yes.
And I'm just shocked that GM didn't take it out. Anyway, yeah, it drives nice. It's very comfortable. It's very smooth. It's pretty quiet in here. Like, it's a good package. This would be a good car to trip. The only thing that's a miss would be charge speed. You know, 35, 40 minutes is pretty slow in 2026 terms. But it's also not that abnormal in the U.S. market, it feels like. Like, we both are spoiled because we drive a car. Shoot, you don't road trip often. I've road tripped mine enough. 35, 40 minutes is you're talking 10 to like 95% in my car type situation. You know what I mean? But I digress. You know, it's one of those things. Some people wouldn't care. Some people aren't about that life. Some people are all about getting out. They're going to get out. They're going to go in and eat. They're going to go whatever.
And a lot of people who buy this car may not road trip that
and
often.
They might not trip that often,
Yeah.
or have another car that they're going to take out and do for trips. Who knows? But other than charge speed, it's hard to knock this on anything else. And the range is solid. It's 326 miles. Now, it's a big battery pack for only 326 miles.
What was your efficiency on that drive? 2.4?
2.1.
That's what we were getting in ours with, because, well, it is also 40
It is also cold outside,
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked, this has always been on my short list of cars to buy, either this or an Optic, depending on, at that time, what I need it for. But yeah, this is a really great car. Love the interior. I like it because when you get in, it just feels luxury. It just feels luxurious the way it looks. It's not like getting in a Tesla where you just have a screen that doesn't feel that luxurious. But yeah.
It feels like a Cadillac.
It feels like a Cadillac, and that's what you like about it. It feels like a Cadillac. All right, we want to thank you all for joining us today. Don't forget, before you head on out, to hit that subscribe button and notification icon so you'll know when new content drops. And as always, we will see you again on another EV Geek Studio review. So long, everyone.